Welcome. We are live, baby, live. NCAA net profit here at Pub Sports Radio. Is Friday, day after Thanksgiving, the 25th. I'm Conor Mack. He's Daby Cab. How are you doing, my man? What's going on?
Oh, good, man. Good. I'm not a big traditional Thanksgiving feast type of person, so I'm not working off anything from yesterday. How about yourself? Do you have a big spread yesterday?
No. Come on
No.
now.
No.
Yeah, we do this. Come on, you think that's fine?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Come on now. Let's get rolling though, right? Too. We got a bunch of good games. And you know what? Maybe not a ton to bet. Good teams, good coin flip. And these games mean a lot, that gets into the tournament, some of these big wins for these teams. But, going on forward, no one's going to remember a lot of these games here in November. But I think there's some great ones out there today. Let's get right to it, though. Let's talk first game here. I thought this game was interesting a little bit. Tulsa, Oklahoma State here. Oklahoma State opened 15.5. This is down to 14.5. Oklahoma State favorites. This total, right, it has come down 3 points. It's at 140.5. Tulsa, Oklahoma State. You got anything here, Cap?
Tulsa's coming off a game where they shot 38.8% against Murray State, only 13.8% from beyond the arc, which is pretty awful. Other than that, though, they've been pretty good offensively. 73 points per game, which is good for 187th in the country. And outside of the last game they played, they've been all right defensively, 262nd in the nation. So actually below average there on the defensive side, 72.6 points per. Oklahoma State, they're coming out the opposite type of game. In the last game they played, they were 29 for 58 shooting from the field, which is 50% overall. Earl Penn, he led the team with 25 points and 11 rebounds. Oklahoma State on the other side, defensively, they're 104th defensively early this season. This is one of those games where maybe it's too many points, C-Mac, but, obviously Oklahoma State's the better team, so I had to stay off.
Not for me here. I think this is too many points here. I don't think this Oklahoma State team right now is that good, but it's just real early. I think this team gets better as the year goes on. I think, and you see some of these spreads early on in the year. That's what you're going off of. Just they're a big name, pretty good basketball school. Tulsa hasn't been great, but I thought they've been pretty good all year. They lost to Oregon State. Oregon State just took Duke last night. Tight game. I had them versus Loyola. Loyola's a little down this year. Tight game with Charlotte. Beat Murray, or they did get blown out by Murray State by 17. Too many, though, here. I got 15. 14.5, I think, is enough. You're right, though. Oklahoma State is the more talented team, better defensively. But I think Tulsa can get it done. Sam Griffin can fill up the bucket. I just think that's too many. So I'm going to grab the 15 here with Tulsa and get rolling. I am on it. Let's get to game 2 here. Nebraska versus Memphis. Memphis 10.5-point favorites. This totals 139.5. Memphis, heartbreak. Obviously, last night, can they cover this big number against Nebraska?
Nebraska's only scoring 68.4 points per game. They're just, they got two people that are getting double digits, but this offense needs improvement bad. On the other side, Nebraska's only allowing 64.8 per game, so it's been good on defense. And Memphis, I said it early. I said I think they were a top defensive team. Well, they haven't shown that early on. Right now, Memphis has given up 68.5 points per game. And that heartbreak you were talking about last night against Seton Hall, they gave up 70 points there. I expect more out of Memphis defensively than what they've been doing. I think DeAndre Williams, who's been good on defense, and Kendrick Davis are two people who are going to be a dynamic duo for this team, and I think they continue to get better. And you look at just, against the spread here, Nebraska's 1-4 against the spread this season early. They're not somebody who I'm jumping to get behind. And I'm worried that 10.5 is too much for Memphis here. Maybe I'd look Memphis early, like in the first half. Or maybe I'd look under even at 138.5, but I'm not betting this game.
I just can't take Nebraska. This team just disappoints. They don't play defense. They can score, but in their two biggest games this year, they couldn't score. They had trouble. And on the other side, that was just a tough loss. This game kind of means nothing. Memphis is the better team, way more talented. I think they win here. It's just, in a game like this, I don't want to lay this number with them, even though I think they take care of business with Nebraska. Maybe you're right first half, but I'd lay off. They're just flat better, so they could get it done. But after that shitty loss, now you're playing Nebraska. Like, what the fuck? It's
Yep.
like, it just seems like not a spot that I want to be involved with at all. Maybe this one sees points, but I'm not so sure. I didn't want to mess with the total here at 139. Alrighty, let's keep rolling. I got to hit up, though. I'm going to wait. Shout out to the chat as people start coming in with the show. Dave, I'll hit him in. Nasty Nate.
Yeah.
Mr. Trifecta. Don Play. Boogie Main. Preston, what's going on, my man? Yeah, a bunch of great college basketball games today. Let's get to one here. That's a good one. Oklahoma versus Seton Hall with the frickin' 3 last night. We just talked about Memphis banking. Banger. They're 1.5 2-point favorites here. Low total 127. Two teams with pretty good defenses in this one. What do you like here, Cav? Oklahoma, Seton Hall.
Man, you said it earlier when we got up here. I mean, so many good games today, but some of these are hard to get aside here on this one. Grant Sherfield for Oklahoma has been good. He's been leading them, like you said, 4-1 early. On defense, Oklahoma's been incredible. They're holding opponents to 41.9% from the field, which is great. Like you just said, very good defensively. Seton Hall is also 4-1 this season. And the Seton Hall team is deep, which is an interesting thing to look at. They rotate and balance so well. Seton Hall has 9 players that average 18 minutes or more per game, which is that's a lot of people to be rotating in and out of a game for that much time, and they do it well. Like I said, they balance well. They do turn the ball over a little too much. Seton Hall, 16.2 per game, putting them at 313th in the country, which is not good. But like I said, defensively, they have been great. Sooners are a slow team. They're just 335th in adjusted tempo. That's why this total is where it is at 127. Sooners are slow. Both these teams are good defensively. I don't know. Maybe if you forced me to pick or gave me a free pick, maybe I'd go Seton Hall, but I'm not on this one either.
That's how I feel. This one's close for me. Like, I just don't know in the end. It's kind of on the outskirts of making my card because I think Seton Hall does win. I haven't given Oklahoma a ton of credit, but I don't think they played anyone either. Obviously it's so early in the season. Sherfield's about it for them. They struggle from 3. The other side, though, I like the depth of Seton Hall at least. Seton Hall always bringing that defense to this team, which looks a little bit better. So, yeah, this total that's got hit down. But I agree. I think this still could stay under 127. Could be close, but I'd only be on the under. But you mentioned it, Dawes, Davis, all these guys, Jackson, they all just kind of share it around, score about double digits. So I'd lean Seton Hall in this one. In the end, I think I'm going to lay off. We will get to that, though, if I get there. All righty, let's keep rolling. Shout out to the chat. Yeah, hit us up now a little bit. We got, 8 or 9 games to get through. And then if you have any questions on some of these smaller school ones, hit us up. I saw Don has one already. Shout out. Justin, how you doing, my man? Good to see you. Let's roll. All right, here. Iowa versus Clemson. Iowa, 7.5-point favorites. Pretty big favorites here. Obviously, high total with Iowa, 150. You have anything here? Iowa, Clemson.
Iowa, you just look at these teams like, Clemson, they've been winning, but they haven't been covering at all. 1-4 against the spread early this season. Where you look at Iowa, they're 4-0 against the spread this season. Iowa is 5th in the nation in points per game. Their offense is a beast. I mean, what else can you say? They're scoring on average 96 points per game right now. They're good on defense. Top 50 in turnovers. They don't foul very often. Just a complete team. Like I said, Clemson's 4-1, but they're 1-4 against the spread. Clemson lets opponents shoot 37.8% from deep. So they don't close out well, which, might be a huge problem against Iowa. A great shooting Iowa team here. I like Iowa early. Again, I haven't bet this, but I probably, kind of like you are in Seton Hall, I'm very close to getting to the window with Iowa in the first half on this one.
Yeah, I'm just off here. This game's just a little too early. I like what I saw Iowa, when they played Seton Hall, that was a pretty big win. They took care of business with them. I'm not a crazy Clemson backer, but they are a little interesting, I think, at this number. If you 7.5, like if I start get 8 or 9, which, I'm probably not going to get, that would pique my interest a little bit here with Clemson. Just they kind of do everything okay. It's just so early. Like Iowa looks okay on defense, but I don't know how this defense really will be because they're never that great in the end. I think this total, though, is close. I don't know if it gets there, though. Will these defenses come to play that have been a little bit better? Whether it's Clemson, 40s or 50s. I was looking at their defensive numbers, 58 in the points allowed. Will it come to play against Iowa team that can score? I'm not so sure, but I'd lean Clemson if I had a full game, especially if it crept a little more, if I could get double digits. So, yeah, in the end, I'm off here, and I'm off on the total. Let's keep rolling. Rodney Barton, shout out to you, my man. Good to see you. Let's keep going. Cal, TCU. This kind of was not a great game. I wonder if you had anything here, Cad. Low total. This should be a low scoring one at 127. What do you think here, Cal, TCU?
So, when we go through these two, especially a day like today where there's so many games like that we're going over, and then also so many that we're not going over that we might talk about with the chat. I keep some of them shorter, especially this one. Cal is just one of the worst teams in basketball, in my opinion. I mean, this Cal team is just not good. They're one of the slowest teams in the nation, 343rd in adjusted tempo. Everything I'm saying, like on my ranking, is per KenPom, by the way. I think everybody knows that, but just to say it. I know TCU started off horrible this year, but they've bounced back for the most part. They're still ranking 21st on rebounds, where Cal ranks 302nd. TCU moves fast. They're going to play a hard tempo. They're going to play a hard game. I don't know. TCU has shown not to be a team to back at this number, but I'm damn sure not taking Cal. I think TCU probably should blow them out.
I'd lean TCU. I don't love the number kind of here, but I'd lean them. Cal's just been horrible, dating back to last year, at the end of the year, they were decent, but they haven't looked good at all. This team struggles to score. They've gotten their ass kicked to a few teams that they shouldn't lose to, period. And they're going to be at the bottom of the Pac-12 all year long. So, yeah, I think TCU gets this done. I have to tell you, unless TCU, their pace is a little bit more, but they can get into a dogfight. I'd only be on the under. I worry that they might score enough and this gets over. That's why I'm not just crazy about it. But, Cal cannot score. I think they scored 55 last game. They haven't been able. They can't shoot great. TCU brings their A game. That they win here, probably cover, and this still stays under. I still think this game can stay under here. All right, let's get to a big game here. All right, Tennessee, Kansas. Obviously, Tennessee opened 3. This line's dropped to 1.5 against Kansas. So is the total here. A lot of these games we're going to get through tonight, third game in 3 days. So we got tired legs, a little more defense, bad shots. Who knows? But total at 131.5. What do you think here? Tennessee, Kansas.
So Kansas has been good to me these early. Man, I love this early college basketball. I know you're the same way, C-Mac. When we have college basketball all day, it's such a beautiful thing. Past 2 days, Kansas, I've cashed on them in the first half. So I know Kansas struggles covering full game spreads, and a lot of these games have been closer than what they should have been. But, they're 2-0 for me the last 2 days. They're 6-0 on the year, straight up. That was a good Wisconsin team, and it was a big win for Kansas coming down to that last shot. Jalen Wilson led them. He had 29 points yesterday. They're averaging 78.5 points per game, which is 69th in the country, 155th on defense in points allowed. For the freshman, Grady Dick, he's been a blast to watch shoot from deep in this tournament. I've been enjoying watching it. I think he's a redshirt freshman, so like last year would have been his true freshman year, but freshman Grady Dick, whatever. On the other side, Tennessee, they're putting up 73.2 points per game right now, which is 185th in the country. So right about, close to the same range, but they've been outstanding on defense, only allowing 56.4 points. They're ranking 15th in the country right now. Jordan James has led the way for them. He's had 13.7 points average per game, 6 rebounds a night. I think this is a great game, and I can't wait. I'm very likely going to take the plus half a point or plus a point with Kansas in the first half, just because it's what I've done the past 2 days. And I don't know. I haven't done it. This is tough. I think this is going to be a great game. It's like you said, though, tired legs, third day. I don't know. Interested to see what comes out.
Yeah, I always talk about this Tennessee team. I was pretty high on them to start the year, and they kind of had that shitty loss to Colorado, but they've bounced back. I always like them early in the year, and sometimes they pull off a win like this, and I think that's why people like them. Maybe some people don't think Kansas, Self was out for 4 games. Maybe it's take some time, hangover from the national championship. Team just keeps winning, though. This team's won 16, 17 straight basketball games to me, so it's hard to go against. As much as I'm kind of high on Tennessee, and then when it gets to March, I just got to fade him. Until Rick Barnes and that team does anything, they're a fade for me. I think SC's getting a little better. That was a hard-fought win, but I saw SC's first few games. They weren't very good at all.
They're not good.
So, what up? Yeah, they were ugly. They did beat down Butler, which was wow, crazy. I didn't think they beat him down that bad the other night. I'm with you here. To me, this is just, you don't play it. I mean, unless you really love Tennessee, which they could win this basketball game. But I got to roll with Kansas. Why mess with the streak? Take a money line. And this line's dropped this total. They're thinking, maybe this game is, and it's right at this total, what that Duke game was. It was 69-64. That's right around this number, and it gets a little tight, and it'll stay under. But I think these two teams played a little bit higher pace, and shots could be dropped. As long as they're dropping, this gets over, I think. Tennessee's defense has looked good, but a team like Kansas, I think, gets in the mid-60s, 70s. So I lean to the over. As much as this has dropped a little bit, I think you can get over the total. In the end, I don't know if I bet it, but I think you can get over. And I'm with you here. This is Kansas or nothing. Shout out to the goddamn chat. Hit the like, hit the retweet. You know the goddamn deal. Go on and hit our shit on Twitter. Retweet that shit. Tell them we're here. College basketball. We got college football going on. It's been a fucking great morning for me for college football, so we need to keep it rolling. But we got college basketball show to do right now. Let's roll, Cap. North Carolina, another great game here. Iowa State, good win last night. Come from behind and get it done against the Villanova team. Struggling. Hey, but a Portland team that's very, very good. North Carolina, right around 6-point favorites here, 5.5. I believe this total's right around 140. I didn't write it down, but what do you like here? Iowa State, UNC.
And I think this is good timing because I think this one tips here in about 9 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll just go out and say it. I'm on North Carolina first half here. I took a -2.5. I haven't been on North Carolina yet this year. This is finally a line where I'm willing to jump on with them. Iowa State is averaging 78.7 points per game. They're led by I'm gonna butcher this. Kalschner, did I say his name right? He led him last game with 23 points. He did a good job spreading the ball. Really did. Defensively, they've been good until last game where they did give up 79 points. What I need, North Carolina, they needed to come back in the second half of the game yesterday, which is why I like this spot first half for them so much. I don't expect them to come out flat here. They're averaging 80.8 points per game. Caleb Love, RJ Davis, all of them. You got Baycott down low. He's going to get going, I think. Defensively, they're only giving up 68 points per game. I think North Carolina is just a better team than Iowa State. And I think they come out here and cover the first half, 2.5 for me.
Yeah, this one, I don't know here. Iowa State's played well last year. Beginning of the year, they kind of faltered, had to deal with some injuries and stuff. North Carolina, though, hasn't won crazy here early, though. I don't think so. But, they haven't played anybody great. But, like 8-point win last night. They've had some of these games were a little bit closer. I think Iowa State could hang a little bit, but I just don't love this number here. And it's interesting. I think this goes over if I were to bet the total. I'm going to stay off. I just think if they get and do what they want, like you said, though, tired legs, the 3 days, I don't think I'm going to mess with totals too much. But I'd be on the over if I were to bet this one. Good luck to you. I think, on paper, with Baycott and all those guys, North Carolina, I think, has the better team. I just at times, maybe it's going to take till they get going. Defensively, I just think they lax a little bit. And that could always leave a team the back door, but not a crazy number here. You're going to lay with North Carolina, so
Right.
get it, my man. Let's keep
Let's go.
rolling. Another phenomenal game here. UConn, Alabama. Here we go. Bama's laying 1. Big win versus Michigan State team. But with a few guys out, we'll get to Michigan State right after this. Total here, 147.5. What do you like here, UConn, Alabama?
So you said it. That was a good win for Alabama. They covered against Michigan State, and that's great. But Michigan State, their 2 best players were out. UConn on the other side, they beat every team they've played by 20 or more, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, nothing's even been close for them. Sanogo, he's been great. The big man down low for UConn. Also Newton, the ECU transfer. He's been good so far this year. UConn they're a top 10 shooting team, shooting 59.1%. They're going against a Bama defense though, who has held opponents to only 27.2 from deep, like beyond the arc.
Yeah.
Alabama is the second best team on the offensive glass. This is a good game. This is a great game, like you said. I kind of lean Alabama, but I'm not betting it. Last I looked, you got 65% of the bets, 85% of the money on Alabama. So I'll pass here. So I'm off.
Yeah, huge money you talk about on Alabama. Hasn't moved here much at all. This one's another flip for me. I mean, I lean UConn though. I just think the mojo's rolling. But how can you go? Both these teams are just kind of look good. Have been around, especially Bama with all these guys. I think they have trouble shooting at times though. Alabama. I think that was a good second half. They pulled away a little bit, but up in the first. I watched the whole second half, which was good. But Millers and Sears have been phenomenal for Bama. I just like what UConn's doing in this one. You're getting basically a coin flip. I take them here in this one. I think they just demolished Oregon, which we will get to next. That's going to be tough for the Ducks, maybe until a conference. I'm not so sure about them. But I think UConn can nut this one down. I got to take the Huskies here on the money line. I take them right plus 105, or if you can get a better number, book it. Let's roll. Oregon, Michigan State. Here we go. Just talked about these teams. Michigan State, 2.5-point favorite. It's total 134. What do you like here, Oregon, Michigan State?
Oregon, man, they've been tough to watch. Led by Khalil Ware, how you say his name, Dante. This team's struggling. They played well defensively, only giving up 62.8 per game. They're averaging 66.4 points, so they're not even averaging as many as they're giving up. Like I said, this team's been struggling. On the flip side, Michigan State right now is averaging 73 points, led by Tyson Walker and AJ Hogard. Defensively, they're giving up 69.6 points per game. We saw Michigan State play big games this season against big teams. Their schedule's got to be the toughest so far out of anybody, I think, that I've seen out the gates. I like Michigan State here, but with Malik Hall and Jaden Atkins out, I just can't bet it. So I'd kind of look under or pass.
I'm gonna double check. I don't know if Atkins might go, but yeah, Hall, him being out, I knew that was a problem last night, and that's what people asked me on the live stream. It was just I couldn't do it. The money was going with Bama. In the end, he's too much of a presence. But I think this Oregon team, shout out to Noli, I think they get smacked too.
Yeah.
Michigan State shot it real bad too. And then the second half we were just talking about, they couldn't make a shot for about 5 minutes there. And that just stretched the lead to like 14, 15. It was just over no matter what they do. So I like Michigan State to bounce back. No Hall. That's going to hurt them for the next 3 weeks, obviously, especially his work down low. He's a great forward. But tonight, until I see anything out of Oregon, like they played somewhat okay against Houston, but that line was low. They won by 10. But I don't trust the Ducks at all. So I like it. I'm going to lay it with Michigan State. Let's keep rolling. What's up?
I said I like that. I like that.
I like it too. Until I see this shit from Oregon, I don't want to back these quacks anytime soon. Big one here. Biggest game maybe of the night. Purdue versus Gonzaga. Gonzaga 6.5, now 7 at a lot of places. Total's right around 152. What do you got here? Purdue, Gonzaga.
Zach Edey looked good against West Virginia, 24 points, 12 rebounds. And what's funny is the coach said that he looked good, not great, which is crazy to say about somebody who had 24 points and 12 rebounds. Purdue did struggle offensively, though. They did have 18 turnovers, which is a problem. On defense, Purdue's held opponents to under 40% from the field, but they're going to get put to the test here with Gonzaga, right? Malachi Smith, the Chattanooga transfer, had his best game for Gonzaga with 23 points last game. He's been, in my opinion, he's been that missing piece for this Gonzaga team to look like a top 5 team. He's what's been missing for them there. They're number 1 in offense efficiency, 35th in defense efficiency, and 19th in pace of play. I think this is a really good Purdue team. And I think that people probably want to think this is too many points for Gonzaga here, especially after that loss to Texas. But I think the fire was lit under Gonzaga. And I'd only go with Gonzaga here, but I'm off at 6.5.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be off this one. I think it's a watch. I want to see more out of Purdue. As much as I want to take them, is Gonzaga really down? Was that game was on the ship? I think they bounced back decent. We mentioned how that game is just crazy outside and everything that goes with it. But yeah, these two big guys going at it, Edey and Timmy, should be good. You mentioned Smith's been good. They need to find a couple more guys in the past that could hit big shots, threes for Purdue. And I think they could be in this one. And in the end, Gonzaga, I always worry about their defense. They usually get misses, go down transition points, and it works out for them. So they could cover this number. I was going back and forth with this. And this is one, like we mentioned, with all these games, all this shit, sometimes you just don't got to lay your money. And I don't find really a great angle, here. So in the end, I'm going to be off. Yeah, everyone hit it up. We're got one more game here. Give us all your games that you want us to talk about in the Q&A before we get out of here. Basically, a lot of extra board that's all left. We'll touch on those. We'll be out of here. All right, last one. Wanted to get to this one because I think it's a little interesting. Butler versus NC State. This total's high, 146, I believe. I thought NC State yesterday was a steal. I liked how they played against Kansas. And they came out great, won that game. Easy. I had the 3, I had the money line. Butler bounced back after getting their ass whipped by Tennessee. This line is flipped. NC State 4, now basically down 3 points to pick them, -1. Do you think Butler will take care of NC State? What do you like?
Well, I mean, you kind of said it, though. I thought that was a great call by you on NC State yesterday, by the way. They've looked good, man. They're led by Jarkel Joyner, who last game had 27 points against Dayton. NC State is 24th in the nation scoring offense, 142nd in rebounding, 142nd in defense. So they're well-rounded. But they've got some shooters. This team's been shooting well. Butler on the other side, averaging 75.8 points per game. That's putting them 135th in the nation right now. They're 44th in scoring defense. And I know it's early, but it doesn't matter. I like to look at what I have, in front of me. Both teams have looked good early, but I like this North Carolina team. I think I'd only lay it with them, even with the line move. I'd look at it as, I guess, value since it's moved if I was going to bet it. So I'd stay with North Carolina State here if I was betting it.
Yeah, I would too. I'm a little perplexed. Like BYU too yesterday, I thought that was their worst performance. They couldn't hit a shot. I think they hit 3 threes, like 3 of, and I don't even know. So I'd have to go. I forget what the box score was, 3 of 18 or 3 of 20, something like that. It wasn't very good. Butler, not a crazy scoring team. Last year, this NC State team could fill up the bucket, and I think they do here. They got pretty good shooters, shoot mid-70s from the free throw line. I'd still stick with them. This might be like a smaller bet that I make here in this one that's a little later tonight, but I lean NC State. I don't know all the Butler love, but I'd stay with NC State in this one. And there should be points. I don't think it gets over the total, though. I don't think it gets over the total here. What's so funny? What's going on?
I can't help it, bro. I know there was lure at the end of it, and I know it's childish, but I heard Butler love.
There's a lot of butt love. There's a lot of Butler love.
Can't help it.
You know what?
I'm sorry.
No, I get it, but it's like, okay. If it was like just butt love, but I mean, it's Butler love.
Yeah, I know.
Still, shout out to my guy. This guy's a magician. Cabby Dab, as I call him. Shout out to the goddamn chat. Hit the like button. Hit all that good shit. Let's get to these games here, Cab. Is there anything? So we got to get to Don Play here. He's asked this a bunch of times in the chat. He wants to know San Diego, New Mexico State. San Diego's -2. What do you think of that one?
That's a tough one, man. I guess I'd probably lean San Diego with that if I was going to bet it. I've got nothing on that one. I was going to say I'm about to add this Kansas first half. I'm going to go ahead and add it for the show and for a real bet. So I'm going to do that right now. Do I got time for this game? I got time, right?
No, I think it just tipped. Hold on.
Oh, shit.
Hold on. I don't know. No, I think maybe the team's playing before. Someone looked this up. I have it right here.
6:30. Yeah,
they're waiting. Time. They're waiting. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're good.
Okay, so I got +1 at. No, let me look at it. Yeah, +1 at -118. That's weird. Isn't that weird? Whatever. That's what I'm gonna take. All right.
Take it. That is weird. Yeah.
I'd
lean. Look around.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'd lean San Diego with that. Sorry to get off topic, but I wanted to add it, and I don't know. All these games, at all these times, it makes me, even though I know the times, it makes me anxious sometimes that I'm going to miss it or something like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, no doubt. I like San Diego here a little bit too. This is ugly. I got to see more of New Mexico State. I've seen a bunch of New Mexico already, but I haven't watched a ton of New Mexico State this early on. I've seen some of San Diego. I don't love the two, but I'd be on them just a little bit as a lean. Don, shout out to my guy Danzo up in here. Man, he likes Nebraska. Money line over Memphis. Fuck, get it, my guy. I'd love to hear that shit. I'd love for you to fucking win that. Here, my guy Rodney Barton up in here. Portland State, a team that very bad team right here in Portland State against West Virginia. This team has played tougher, though, in few games than I thought. Like, hung around with Portland. I believe they lost by 8. I forget who it was. Oregon State. Also, I was looking up today. They hung around. Can they hang around here, though, getting +15.5?
At 15.5, this is one of those lines where it's just like you gotta really like it to want to jump in it. I think 15.5 is too much, but I'm not betting it.
Yeah, it seems like Portland State's played a little bit better. To me, this is a 20.5 for me. Like, maybe even look their way. It just wasn't enough. But they've been a bit better. Still can't stop anybody, Portland State, at all. But they've been scoring it a bit lately. So I like that. Let's keep rolling here. Who else has any questions? Oh, the Oakland game here. Who had the Oakland game? You guys got it. Put the number for me. Forget what that Oakland number was in here.
They're playing Long Beach State, though, right?
Yes. Hold on 1 second. I got it. Where are they at?
2.5
the board up
to Nunya. Oakland +2.5 according to Nunya.
Oh, it's right there in the chat. I didn't even look at this game. I do not want Oakland, period, right now. I don't want either of these teams. I've been disappointed in this Oakland team to start out all fucking year long. And I'm not running for Long Beach. But I kind of like Long Beach. If I was on this one, I'd be on them here. Shout out to Nunya. He said William and Mary, money line, upset Pitt. All right. What do you think about this one, Cav? Evansville +8.5.
I could lay it with Evansville. I was just looking too. I was going to say on that Oakland game, I agree with you. There's no way I could go with Oakland right there. I just couldn't lay it with them right now. These games that we're talking about right now, I put so much energy into the bigger ones. Evansville, I think 8.5 is a good number for them there in that spot. Well, I really like that William and Mary over the Pitt money line, though, at +605. Pitt's terrible, man. Pitt is a terrible basketball team, and there's no reason not to take a shot on them to lose a game against anybody, in my opinion.
You know what? I kind of like Evansville. I would take the 9 here if I had to. It's, I'm not, this is one of my bets that I'm on. But South Alabama, pretty good team. But I don't know if they should be laying this. This line's moved, though, too, from 7.5 to 9. It's just, I can't trust Evansville. These shitty basketball teams, I like betting on them when I have an edge, and especially when on totals. But these teams at times, the stinkers that they can have. Like if Evansville doesn't show up, or a team like that you're betting on, or even South Alabama, it is the fucking shits. It is just like high school basketball, good high school basketball, out there.
And you feel like such an ass whenever they play like, that bad. And you're just like, why did I just put my money on this terrible basketball team?
Exactly. But there's people out there for it. I get on it too. I know you don't much at all, Cab, but I don't go too crazy with it. What about this one? Middle Tennessee, Hofstra. We got to pick them here, basically across the board. Total 145. I'd be on the over if I were on that game. Give me the over or nothing. But what do you like, Middle Tennessee, Hofstra?
I would just have to agree with you there on that over, especially at a pick 'em. I think that game's right where it needs to be. And I think it's going to be a close game that's, got enough offense to push it over. I'd just lean over like what you just said there.
A couple of other people asked here, what was another one they wanted? Mercer versus Robert Morris. This one's tough. I like this Mercer team, but I can't lay it here in this one. This one would be Robert Morris or pass, and I kind of like the under. It's right around 139 half 140. Not enough for me, but definitely a lean. Anything Mercer, Robert Morris?
No, nothing on that one. Lean Mercer though, like you said. I think the Nathan in the chat hit it on the head with the first half. I'd cut the number in half and go first half probably.
Yeah, it's down to 2.5, Long Beach State. I just can't trust Oakland, but I don't, this is a bum fight. I keep going back to that game now. Yeah, I just don't want anything to do with it. Maybe Oakland comes to play against Long Beach, but I can't get there at all. Here's a couple more. Do we have here? Yeah, Southern Utah, Texas State. Someone mentioned in the chat. Oh, man, I like this Southern Utah team. They can score, but I thought Texas State would be a little bit better to start the year here. This should be a pretty good basketball game. I take the points with Texas State. I don't love it, but that'd be my lean. Anything there?
I thought Texas State was going to be better than they've been also. So I don't disagree with taking the points. I got nothing on it though, really.
Hell yeah, let's keep rolling. Oh yeah, the Northern Colorado here game. Yeah, this game's they're favored by 1. It's a pick 'em at some spots. North Dakota State, Northern Colorado. Huge total. Obviously, it's moved up to 156. Anything North Dakota State, Northern Colorado?
I'd probably go with North Dakota State in that one if I had to. This is another one where it's just like I haven't really looked much into it, and I've paid attention to these teams enough to know that I think I'd go with North Dakota State.
Well, I'd go the other way. I'd go with Northern Colorado if I had to. One place that they're a little bit better is at home. So, well, they're not at home. Sorry, they're at the pit. But so never mind. Sorry, I got to make sure I watch all these where they're at here. Noah says you want to bet that game. What are you talking about? Which game's calling me out? I don't know what he's talking about. Anything else here? Oh, he's on the under. South Alabama, Evansville. Shout out to Noli Boogeyman, Citadel. First half -6.5. Right on. I got nothing in that one. Any others? Hit it in the chat real quick to go over. We got Sacramento State, Hawaii. Hawaii's laying a big number here. Always better at home. I haven't liked what I've seen out of Hawaii to start the year. So a difficult one for me. And they've been an under team so far this year. We got a low total here. Open 126 down to 124. Anything Sac State, Hawaii?
No, I'd look under probably. I just don't think there will be very many points either way in that game. But I'm off of it. Like I said, no, because like I've looked at so many college football games and college basketball games today that's just not one of them.
No doubt, but I'll hit him up. Keep rolling. Know something? He's like, yeah, UC Irvine, Nicholls State. This is right here at the Orleans in Las Vegas. Man, this is tough. I kind of like UC Irvine. This number was low. I thought it's 6.5. It's touched 8 at circa. That's the right direction here. I would lay it with UC Irvine. I think they cover against Nicholls State in that one. And we touched on the other one. That's the late game there. San Diego, New Mexico State. I'd be on San Diego. It's just I'm not crazy about it. I like the UC Irvine a little bit better too. Yeah, shout out Nunya. I like it. I think as long as you can get a 7.5, which you can basically everywhere, I think they cover that number pretty easily there. All righty, I think that's it. Everyone else, anything else? Basically, we touched on them all. There's only a few crappy games left. Shout out to the chat. Hit the like button for us. You know all the goddamn good things to do. Know something. What's up? Yeah, Seton Hall. He wants to know. That's my lean. In the end, I don't think I'm going to play it, but that one was just missed for me. What about you, Cap?
Seton, yeah, like we talked about, Seton Hall. I just think that in such a low-scoring game that Seton Hall's offense is going to be the better offense and put enough points on. So I do like Seton Hall as a favorite, but I haven't bet that one yet.
Right on. Excellent. Throw something else out there. We'll be right back. But first, let's get a word from our sponsors. Get it. Boom. If you're in San Antonio, go to Southtown 101. Tell them I sent you. They'll give you a free drink, guaranteed. If you have some soda, guaranteed they'll give you a beer, a shot, no doubt. Their guy, Slaughter there. You know, Manscaped, get it done. As I used to read that off all the time. We save balls. Get the Manscaped thing. They got tons of thing going on. It's Black Friday. I'm sure you get 20-25% off. Keep your nuts trimmed. Get the Lawnmower 4.0, the whole kit and caboodle, and everything else. Bet online, MyBookie, both books. You need an extra book, go hit it up. Put $1,000, they'll match you. And then go to Prize Picks. Also, put 100, match you 100. Prize Picks, great, especially if you love props for anything too. The college, they got it all over the map. Golf, it's great for it. I use it all the time with my golf. Coming around the corner too. PGA Tour season about to start. And last, go to SeatGeek. We don't mention that enough. You go to we're back now. Fuck the pandemic. That shit's done. It's in the rear view. Concerts, basketball games. Go to SeatGeek. Get promo code PubSports. Get in there. What do you get, Jose? $20 off your first, or
$20 off your first purchase using promo code PubSportsRadio. The full
radio.
Yeah, so
Look
$20
at this
off
guy.
your first purchase. And like I say, it would be a shame if you made one account with one email and then you made another account with another email. You just keep on using it.
Does that mean you get more first purchases?
Yeah, but
Yes.
would be a shame, Cap. It would be a shame.
Holy shit. Hell yeah, it is. There's multiple ones. Shout out. Somebody says, yeah, Cad, tell them what you're going to be doing here. Give me your best bet and what's going on tonight on the live bet.
All right. I'm on Kansas first half. That North Carolina already tipped off. Hopefully they're doing well. I haven't looked at the score, but I am on Kansas first half now. But tonight we're going to be live. Florida State. We'll be live betting it. I don't have any pregame bets because I like to bet it live with you guys. You know, Razor will be up there with me. And we'll have who knows who will hop in. A lot of people will be coming in. C-Mac, you can hop in if you want always. You know, we always want you up there. But so we'll just be kicking it, live betting the game. Come out and kick it with us, guys.
No doubt. Maybe I will make an appearance because there's nothing going on. But all these great sports going on. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. You know what? Shout out to everyone in the chat that's on. I don't blame you. None of you. Renee Cerna, yeah, UConn. Max is UConn. I like that a little bit. Kansas. I think I'm going to pull the trigger on Kansas. I'm going to wait a little bit. But I am on Tulsa. Plus 14.5. I took that, and I laid it with Michigan State. -2. They beat Oregon tonight. No Hall, no problem. I think they beat them there. And I think I'm going to go full game on Kansas. I'm going to think about it a tiny bit more. And you have nothing in that game, huh? Florida. I lean Florida as good Florida State's been. And I was on Vanderbilt last week. I took Vandy. Vandy whipped that ass on Florida. I had the money. I had some money line. I took the 14. And I haven't loved Florida, but they've hung around in these games where they've been a dog. And this seems like the perfect time for Florida State to just – we'll see. If they win this big, that'd be big for them because they've gotten their ass kicked, by Florida a little bit lately. What do you think? Go ahead. You got something to say?
I kind of like points. I kind of like points more than anything. I like points.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a lot of points tonight. I think Florida's able to hang around, like you just said. And since I'm looking to get in it live, it'd be awesome if Florida State could jump out early. I just got to have the balls to take Florida at an even better number right when they do. Because like you said, I think Florida hangs around. I think there's points too.
All right. I like it. You'll be on very, very soon with that game. Shout out to the goddamn chat. Hit the like, all the fun shit. Don Play, Boogeyman, Rodney Barton, North Ender, Nunya, Nasty Nate, Noli Knows up in here. Danzo, it's great to see you, Danzo. I haven't seen you in a minute, my man. Good to see you up in here. I am that heat. What up? Nathan Cerna, Craig Wood up in here. Good to see you as well. Nathan Cerna. Saturated. What's going on, my guy? Rants. Shout out to everyone. Hit the thumbs up on the way out. That's all we ask for. Nothing more, nothing less. Let's get it going. Let's win tonight. He's Daby Cab. I'm Conor Mack. We're out of here. We be popping!
Yeah.